What's going on, everyone? Welcome to MVP on this beautiful Friday morning. It is July 18th, 2025. I would like to thank everyone for the birthday wishes yesterday, as yes, I am now an official member of the Half Century Club. So, I am celebrating my survival, I am in a great mood, and I am having a good week. Unlike James Gunn, Warner Brothers, and the DCU as a whole, as Superman has done a worldwide total of $261 million as of right now. What's interesting about this is that when you look ahead a little bit, global box office. Having already crossed $300 million at the global box office, James Gunn's Superman is now projected to get nearly $440 million at the global box office by Sunday. It's expected to make $110 million globally this weekend, around 65 being domestic and 45 million coming in overseas. Now, this is a big win for DC. Interesting. Well, let's take $110 million, add it to 261, and we have $371 million. Well, their box office numbers are a bit askew, and that is due to a glitch earlier in the week where I believe box office numbers had a bit of a mistake. And that was corrected almost immediately. However, DC, Warner Brothers, and all their shills seem to still be running with those provably false numbers. So right now, they are happy that James Gunn's Superman is sitting at $371 million at the end of this weekend. It's not a win. Everything DCU. Superman crosses $314.5 million worldwide on Thursday. So as of yesterday, they're stating it crossed $314.5 million. Pretty interesting number, as they made sure to estimate 177.5 domestic and 137 million international, expected to surpass 400 million on Sunday. Well, that's not 440, and that's not 371. This is a mess. DC Universe Daily. Superman surpasses $310 million at the global box office on a $225 million budget. Well, that's interesting, as I'm pretty sure we have an official federal tax document from the state of Ohio stating that Superman cost $363,845,386 with a tax credit of $11 million, which brings the total, let's be generous, to $350 million. And this was filed last year. Now, James Gunn said this was all fake. Now, according to IMDb, Superman director James Gunn responds to reports movie's budget was a staggering $363 million. Cleveland, Ohio doubled for Metropolis when Superman was shooting, and with several locations from the city featured in the trailer, a News 5 Cleveland report has surfaced claiming the movie, codenamed Genesis, had a massive $363 million. Yes, $363 million. Here's an excerpt from the actual report. Genesis, according to an application with the Ohio Motion Picture Tax Credit Program, has a $363 million budget. It's slated to receive $11 million in tax credits from the state. Now, what's interesting is that lines right up with the Ohio Motion Picture Tax application that we have for Superman. And this has been confirmed. I am sorry, there's no cope to it. It is what it is. If they wanted a bigger box office for this movie, James Gunn should have just made a better movie. It's not hard. Well, maybe it is if you're James Gunn. But anyway, that all sounds pretty official, right? If Superman really did cost that much, it would be a disastrous start for DC Studios, DCU, and the movie turning a decent profit. Well, good luck with a budget that high. However, shortly after the news broke, DC Studios co-CEO and Superman writer-director James Gunn decided to lie, as is the norm for James Gunn, unless you really like Flash that much, and said an intern must have done it. I hope he doesn't try that in court. That brings us to a beautiful little prediction I made back on the 22nd of May this year. This July, Jurassic World, July 2nd, $530 million box office. Superman, July 11th, $446 million box office. And a fantastic flop on July 25th at $410 million. I might have underestimated the dinosaur's legs a little bit. His arms are short, but this movie appears to have legs. Superman, however, at $446 million is actually pretty much on line with the box office reports that are coming out right now. If we go back and take a look at the 261, say it does make $100 million, which I don't see it doing this weekend, that would bring the total to $371 million, which is still short of the $446 million total. Fantastic Four, well, I went and booked my tickets for Fantastic Four yesterday morning in an empty theater at a popular movie theater chain. And you have to remember, when Fantastic Four drops on July 25th, that is it for Superman, because Disney is well paid up with the theaters, and most of those screens for Superman are going to be shifting over to Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four First Steps is supposed to be our next lead up to Doomsday, which is going to do $1 billion regardless. It is what it is. However, in the DCU, the next movie is going to be Supergirl. And we got a taste of her in James Gunn's Superman. And if you think they can put a whole movie around her, it should have been this one. This is not a solid foundation for the DCU. And with box office numbers for their tentpole foundational movie, this could not be worse for them. And for us, as somebody who wanted a fantastic and amazing Superman movie, we are not getting that. And that is sad. Some people will say superhero movie fatigue. I would say it's just bad movie fatigue. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Like the video if you liked the video. Make sure to comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.